Not Andrea friendzoning Josh live on AfterSun in front of everybody. In front of everybody. I told you that was not a connection and that there was that DJ, quote unquote, X still at home. I told y'all so. I told y'all, but y'all don't ever want to listen to me. So there's that. So hey there, it is Anonymous T. And let's get it crack-a-lackin'. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free to follow me. Free to follow me on this channel, Anonymous T. Free to follow me on my other channel, Anonymous T Podcast. There is new content over there. Follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous T Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram. On the Instagram, he's at AnonymousRealityT. Free to share everywhere. Free to like the video so it gets out to the algorithm. Free to share with your family, your friends, and your foes, and coming or going, hit the like button. So today we're talking Love Island games. Today we're talking Love Island AfterSun. And I really wish the show would go away. We don't need AfterSun. What we need is unseen bits. We need unseen bits. We do not need AfterSun. Because it is nothing but a weird love fest with propping up certain islanders and ignoring all of the problematic stuff that's taking place. No. But nonetheless, you guys, we have, Colton on there from The Bachelor. And again, I get that it's Peacock, y'all. But this is not a standardized talk show to promote all these other reality TV people. No. If it's going to be Love Island AfterSun, you need to have Love Island people on there. And then Shelly saying that, Colton doesn't have any bad takes, as if he did not famously lead people on his season and then follow them around after, allegedly. No! Why are y'all bringing people on AfterSun who do not watch Love Island? And this is what I'm saying. Y'all trying to do this stuff to promote the traders and to promote other stuff on Peacock. No. Don't y'all not have Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers? Is there not late night talk shows for that? Is there not Saturday Night Live for that? Make it make sense. If you're a Love Island fan, that is what you're tuning in for. And then, y'all, we have Nicola on there. Are y'all about to give Nicola a hosting job, you guys? To prevent a lawsuit, allegedly? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And it's still very sus that y'all had no Islanders from Love Island, Australia. And apparently, through the grapevine, there were lots of Islanders. Some, I'm glad, that did not make it onto the show, but some that it was clear that y'all missed the mark of not putting on the show. That were in holding this whole time. Like Catherine from Love Island UK, Season 10. Y'all had Naja on there, told she was in holding. Now, Jaden from Season 7, from Casa, listen. Season 7, it was not going to fare well on Love Island games to begin with, y'all. We got messy Casey's behind in the comments saying nobody deserves the money. An awkward scene on AfterSun was Garby is so excited about Kendall. But why did Casey sit in between Garby and Kendall? No. Does Garby know about Kendall's scandal? Does she know about Kendall's hotel scandal? I need somebody to let Garby know what went down with those pictures and those videos of the Kendall scandal. I need to make sure she's fully aware. I need to let her know about how Kendall treats black women in VIP at these nightclub appearances. And how previously, how am I supposed to believe that you're allegedly going to try to make a long distance relationship happen with Garby, or a long distance whatever happened with Garby, and you couldn't even drive an hour for a date with a black woman on Beyond the Villa? No. You are full of it. You are absolutely full of it, and I cannot believe people are buying this shenanigans. also was a segment, you guys, of all of the finalists, of all of the Islanders and everything else. Also, Casey threw shade at Tyreek, saying that he has a body that's made like custard. And apparently there was a challenge and Tyreek had an issue lifting tires. Messy. But I still like the shade. I forgot which Islander it was when Casey was leaving, saying that you might be the first Islander in history that never kissed a girl on their seat. Might be the only Islander up in there that did not even kiss a girl. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious, y'all. But now we got to get into Andrea and Josh, because that was a fascinating situation, boys. Now, it is not shocking to me that Andrea and Josh are rooting for, Lucinda and Zay to win. It is not shocking to me. And let's just talk about why y'all really upset. Y'all are upset because the people you quote unquote do not like have an opportunity at this 250,000 wow. And the only people some of y'all liked was Andrea and Josh, even though there were clear signs of problematic behavior from jump. This couple was never going to make it to the end. That's what's not clocking for y'all. They were never going to make it to the end. If you're always vulnerable, if bombshells are always coming into still Andrea, that was telling you from jump they didn't want Josh in there. But y'all weren't peeping the game. Y'all thought this was all a conspiracy. No! Production didn't want Josh there. Ariana made it a point from the first competition when she saw them after the fact that you'll have poor sportsmanship. You're not supposed to say that. Like, what? And notice, even on AfterSun, here's Ariana saying that Andrea's the MVP and the best player and da-da-da-da-da, and she had all this social game and all this strategy. Is the strategy in the room with us? Because what strategy did Andrea have if she's not here right now? She's not in the finals. She's not in the running. A strategy would have been for the final recoupling to get back with Toby, since you just previously saw that they throw Josh into the duel. That's strategic because it's saying, listen, looky here, if I'm a part of the alliance with Toby, Tyreek, and Johnny, I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going to be eliminated. But if I stick with Josh, I'm going to be eliminated because they're going to keep coming for him. You were not the issue, Andrea. And what makes this all hilarious after the fact, because some of y'all were saying that Andrea and Josh had the most chemistry and the strongest connection, and they were far, superior than any of these other couples. No. And this is what I'm saying with TV shows. This is how Love Island can trick y'all. This is how Love Island can trick y'all, because what happened on AfterSun? What happened on AfterSun was, when asked about pursuing a relationship outside of the villa, when asked about the fact they both live in Miami, they both live very close to each other, that they can explore this relationship. Andrea immediately shut it down. She immediately shut it down and said, we're just friends. There's nothing romantic that's going to go on here. And I told y'all so. I told y'all she really wasn't feeling Josh like that. She wasn't. Yeah, they kissed a few times, but that was it. She was there for the shmoney. She was there for the 250,000 wow. And now that didn't happen, now that she's not competing for the 250,000 wow, she's going to wait a little bit. She's going to wait till, the season falls off and people aren't interested anymore. She's going to pop out with her DJ boyfriend. That they still follow each other, y'all. They still follow each other. And she gave the relationship, the quote-unquote relationship, as an excuse. She alleged that the reason that, she's not going to pursue things with Josh is because she had just got out of a long relationship. The same long relationship that you just were with 10 days before entering the villa. That's why I'm not buying any of this foolishness. Because a real one would have said, you know what? I'm too heartbroken over this breakup. This breakup is hurting me too much. It's too much on me to try to go on a show and do all of this and do all of that and everything else. But you wanted this money. You wanted this money, the 250,000 wow, so you were willing to fake it with Josh to get to the back. And it's interesting that nobody's calling this out. You did all that crying over Rob over a few days, and you spent nearly 3 weeks with Josh and said doses. And said, chuck the doses. Make it make sense? How do y'all not see this? But everybody else is the problem. And guess who they're voting? They're rooting for Lucinda and Isaiah. We've lost the plot, y'all. We have lost the plot. I can understand y'all not featuring Johnny, right? But to sit there and just not even acknowledge the gameplay that Justine has and the social game that she had, to where she played 2 completely different games. The first season of Love Island games, her and Jack kept winning power couple. They were dominating. This season, she lowered her threat level. She lowered her threat level so much she was never picked to be in any duel. Anytime she's been vulnerable and left up for elimination, America has voted to keep her. And we'll find out the results tonight, obviously, if America came through once again for Justine. But that is telling you that she's had strategy, she's had a social game, she has not had to win competitions. And even her being vulnerable and being risked to being dumped from the villa, she still was able to come out on the other side. But you're rooting for Lucinda? What was Lucinda's strategy? Hating on everybody? Hating on Garby? Picking up these imaginary beefs with people? That's what you're rooting for? No. Or you're rooting because Josh and Zay have a relationship on the outside. They have a friendship on the outside. Like, what are you rooting for? What was their gameplay? Their gameplay was being at the bottom of an alliance of Toby, Tyreek, and Johnny and getting in by default. No. I hope they do not win this 250,000 wow. And I hope Sydney and Toby do not win this 250,000 wow. Because that would be a waste of a season, y'all. An absolute waste of a season. I really hope Justine can pull this out and get this dub. But we'll find out tonight what happens. We'll find out who America voted for and who is in this final. And also we're shortening an episode this season because season 1 there was no After Sun and we had 19 episodes. So we're owed an actual episode, y'all. They shorted us an episode. Make it make sense. So there's that. That's it. That's all. Es todos es final. It is finito for this video. It is the end of the road. It is the end of the line for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post a content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.